So today I'm outside. They let me out. It's a beautiful fall day. It's sunny, it's crisp, cool. The leaves are starting to fall, which means that somebody's going to rake up the leaves. But what I wanted to show you is actually outside. So here we go. So in the near future, I will do a video on how we modified our enclosed trailer. But what I wanted to share today is if you have one of these pop-up vents, which a lot of people do, I found a really interesting product that helps with both heat and cold to keep it out, depending on your use. And it's real easy, real simple. It's goes something like this. There you go. This is the one I've already done. This is a cover bought off Amazon. Here's the product page up on the screen, and it's attached with magnets. Okay, so my trick for putting this up, because I'm never going to remember the orientation of the magnets, I've got the tab right here, and I put a little Sharpie mark right there, and that's all the stuff that it kept out. You can see the, well, you might be able to see the dust. Where's it? You can kind of see some of the dust and stuff that it kept out, which I just dumped everywhere showing you. But putting it up now, you just pop it up there, the magnets grab hold. Alright, so depending on the model or the brand, oops, of the vent that you have, it could have a couple of different screws in it. These screws, you're going to be able to see that, are an 8-pointed star versus a regular hex head. So I'm using a square bit to take these out. Maybe you can see that. But it's an 8-pointed star. So a regular square bit works just fine. So I'm going to take these other 4 out, or other 3 out. Okay, so when you open the package, you got a case. If anything falls out, I don't see anything else in there, so I'm going to set that aside. That's just to store the cover in. And then inside the cover, we have, how is this attached? Oh, magnets. We have magnets. I have little bitty magnets. I got quite a few magnets. This has got a lot more than I remember on the other one. So, the way that the web site tells you to install this is to use painter's tape. And I'm a fan of painter's tape. This just doesn't seem to be the right application for it because that's a non-permanent solution. So what I'm going to use is some super glue and some baking soda. Why are you going to use super glue and baking soda? Well, I'm going to do a little demonstration. So I'm going to take some of this painter's tape, which is not the appropriate application for this situation, and it doesn't have to be a lot. But put it right here. It should be viewable right there. And I'm going to take some of this. This happens to be Gorilla Glue. And I'm going to squeeze out a little line. Alright, that's enough. I'm going to take some of this baking soda. Baking soda acts as a catalyst for the super glue, whose name I can never remember or pronounce. And so if we take some of this and we sprinkle it on the CA glue, it catalyzes or starts the reaction. Try to get that little end right there. Alright, and that's it, you're done. I'm going to make a mess pulling this up. The CA glue is cured. Let me make sure this is in frame. The CA glue is cured, well, except for the part that I just touched. And it has a significant rigidity. We've added body to it. So I made the bead too big, so the bottom side of it's wet. I could give it a couple of seconds for it to cure, but you can see the result is it cured pretty firm fairly fast. So this is going to be my approach for installing the magnets. Okay, so I've just laid the cover down. It doesn't matter which side. I can actually feel the magnets right here. And I'm just going to lay the frame down and then take the magnets. These are little neodymium magnets, about that big, and I'm going to drop them. And you can see that they snap into place right where the other magnets are. So there is no doubting where the magnets are. And I believe there's some on this side. Maybe. There we go. Over here. Let's see. Is that it? That's it right there. And looks like we got one for good measure. Let's see. Go over here to this side. Press down. And over here. Ooh, there we go. That was fun. Now, are there any more? None in the corners. Those are nice and secure. Check this side over here. Okay, so I got an extra one. Yay! I love magnets. So, oh, my tripod's aluminum. All right, I'll lay that down. So what I do now, all right, so I've zoomed in so we can see this. So what I'm going to do now is make sure that the magnets are oriented in what seems to be a proper bunny rabbit ears orientation, and then take a little bit of the super glue and put it around the magnet. So I'm going to not put it on the magnet, I'm going to put it around the magnet so it holds the magnet down. Now, when I say I'm not putting it on the magnet, I'm not putting it under the magnet and putting the magnet on top of the stuff. So now, take a little bit of the baking soda. So the baking soda adds structure, and we'll let that cure while I work on the other ones. All right, so rinse and repeat and do this 7 more times. You don't need to see all of those, but I'll come back to this in just a second. So all of that baking soda, it looks like a Miami party from the 1980s. Now, so what I'm going to do now is I have covered all that up, and you can pack that in and around if you would like. Now, since the magnets are in a different orientation, if you remember, I talked about doing a Sharpie mark for the tag side. That's so I can keep everything oriented. I can't see the tag at the moment. It is, hey, it's conveniently right there. So I grab a Sharpie as I trip over everything in my office, and I will put a little dot right there. Doesn't have to be big. That just indicates that that is where I want the tag. Right there. So now what I'll do is I'll make a mess. I'll pull this off. My phone tells me I have something. Pull it off, and I'm going to shake the excess baking soda off, because there is I've saved quite a bit of it, because there's nothing wrong with it. You can use it for cleaning or for other super glue projects like this. I'm just gonna brush any excess off so I don't have to deal with that mess later. Oops, not on camera. And I'll clean this mess up. That does look like little lines of cocaine. If I had a razor blade, somebody would probably call the cops on me. And I'll be right back. All right, so now I've got my frame, and I'm looking for my little dot. My little dot. The magnets are on there. Actually, we've added a little structure to it now with the added C8 glue and the baking soda. And just wiping off the excess baking soda. And now we can take the tag side, which goes over the little dot, and there it is. It's attached. And those magnets aren't going anywhere. So the funny part is that the instructions that came with this, I know it did on Amazon, but I was unsure. The little instruction, a little baggie, again, baggy, cocaine, white powder. This had the magnets in it. So the bag that had the magnets in it's also got the instructions, and it says right here to use painter's tape. Painter's tape, it's meant to be temporary, so it's not going to give you a permanent solution, and if you pull the cover off and you drive around, the magnet's going to slide all over the place, and that's just not going to work. So if you're going to do this, use super glue with a little baking soda for some rigidity. Focus. It's not overly pretty, but you're never going to see it. And those magnets are firmly in place, being held down by the super glue and baking soda hole, notch, nook. And now I'll go put this in and I'll have a match set. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Too many hobbies, not enough time.
It's a theme song, y'all.